A very good evening and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the final set of matches here in the UEFA Nations League for Euro 2024. It's the final round of matches and it's perhaps one of the most important of the entire tournament, the entire group stage anywhere across Europe this evening. It is, of course, Ukraine versus Scotland to see who tops the group and is promoted to Group A of the Nations League, where they'll be mixing it up with the big boys of Europe when it comes round to the next Nations League for the World Cup of 2026. And Scotland are the team in pole position as the anthems play out just now. They are looking at trying to secure their spot. All they need is a draw. They are 2 points ahead of Ukraine with 12 points, Ukraine with 10. Ukraine, it is a must win if they want to achieve promotion. And of course, as well, more importantly perhaps, that playoff qualifying spot for Euro 24 going into the qualifying proper. And Ukraine are not messing about in terms of formation. They are going for it this evening with a 3-4-3 formation. Vastly different team from the one that played last week in that 3-0 defeat to Scotland. Andrei Lunin starts in goal. Zeleny Zabranie at the back with Taras Stepanenko and Mykola Matvienko. It's a midfield four of Alexander Tymchuk, Danilo Ignatenko, Ruslan Malinovsky and Vitaly Mykolenko making up the midfield. And it's an attacking three of Andrei Yarmolenko on the right, Mikhailo Mudryk of Shakhtar Donetsk on the left, and Artem Dovbyk starts up top. For Scotland then, it's a lot more of a conservative formation perhaps. Trying to look at that draw, they've had a number of injuries since that game 1 week ago. Of course, no Andy Robertson going into the qualifiers. Kieran Tierney now finds himself injured. Patterson also injured, along with Aaron Hickey as well. However, Aaron Hickey, despite that injury last week, finds himself in the starting lineup. And the starting lineup for Scotland, Craig Gordon starts and goes for 73rd cap for Scotland this evening. A backline of Greg Taylor, Aaron Hickey, Jack Hendry, Ryan Porteous making his first Scotland cap, and Ryan Fraser as well. It's a midfield four of Kenny McLean, Cal McGregor, Ryan Jack and John McGinn, with Shea Adams starting up top. There was some concerns for Scotland prior to this game in terms of further injuries, and as a result, Barry Mackay does make his way into being called up, and he finds himself on the bench for Scotland, the Hearts man as well. There was concerns for Shea Adams and Lyndon Dykes in the run-up to this game. I can confirm, obviously, Shea Adams starting up top. Lyndon Dykes, the scorer of 2 goals last week, finds himself on the bench, and as I said, it's looking like for Steve Clarke they're going to try and consolidate the draw here at the Marshal Joseph Pludinski Stadium in Krakow, Poland. Of course, for obvious reasons, the game cannot be played in Ukraine. And much like many of the club sides, Ukraine find themselves playing in Poland to a relatively decent-sized crowd. The referee this evening from Greece, Anastasios Sidropoulos. And as I said, they are just doing the coin toss just now to decide who starts the game. The stadium draped in Ukrainian flags. As I said, it looks like a good turnout despite the circumstances, of course. A good number of Scotland fans in that corner as well. And really, what a moment this should be for Scotland, for Steve Clarke in his 40th game in charge of Scotland. When you think about when he took over the Scotland set-up, they were struggling in a qualifying group. They'd lost 3-0 to Kazakhstan, of course, in that group as well. And even go back a couple of months ago when, of course, they lost to Ukraine in the semi-final qualifier to get to the World Cup of this year by 3-1 at Hampden. Then they lost 3-0 to Ireland as well that same month, just a week previous, or a week later. And it was looking rather grim for them, but they've turned it around. A win against Ireland last week, a win against Ukraine last week as well, 3-0 to nil And now they find themselves just a draw away from promotion to Group A of the Nations League. And of course, that playoff spot for the qualifiers for Euro 2024 in Germany. And we are just about to kick off here. And we have now kicked off. Scotland playing in all white, attacking towards the right-hand side of the main stand. Ukraine playing in all blue, attacking towards the opposite side, of course, on the left. And the ball was darted all the way out to the far side for a throw into Ukraine, putting pressure on Ukraine straight away. Scotland managed to recover the ball back. Shea Adams tries to hold the play. And Ukraine have the ball again. Scotland managed to win it back with Aaron Hickey, of course, returning to the squad. Fraser goes down on the near side, tackled by Mykolenko. And the referee does judge that a foul. Perhaps an early chance for Scotland to get a set piece just inside the first minute of the game here. Mykolenko, of course, has played both games. Did not play in the last game against Scotland. He did play in the previous 3-1 win at Hampden Park. And delivery is to be taken in quickly by John McGinn. It's a poor delivery. Scotland managed to get the ball back with Hickey. We'll go back to Craig Gordon. Gordon lumps it forward. And it finds itself all the way back to the goalkeeper, Andre Luning. Craig Gordon, as I said, his 73rd cap for Scotland. He becomes the joint 6th most capped player in Scottish history, alongside Tom Boyd. 3 behind Paul McStay to break into that top 5. In terms of goalkeepers, he's got a lot to beat Jim Leighton at 91 in Scotland. That's good pressure there. John McGinn gets the ball. He gets it to Shea Adams. Is that an early chance? Oh, it's just wide of the right-hand side. Great pressure there from Scotland, similar to that we've seen last week, where they put pressure on the Ukrainian back line. John McGinn gets the ball. He tees it off to Shea Adams. And what an opportunity again for Shea Adams. Again, similar to last week. Get some great opportunities in on goal, Shea Adams. There was a good save there by the Real Madrid goalkeeper, Andre Lunin, and Scotland have a corner. Of course, they scored 2 last week from the corner. Can they do it again? It's cleared away. As far as Hickey's going to try and hit it on the volley. Falls to a Ukrainian man and it's lumped away. And hit out by John McGinn. Some excellent early pressure there from Scotland. However, Ukraine going to respond to this. Zabrania on the ball, gets it to Ignatenko. Ignatenko to Zabrania, playing on the right-hand side of that centre-half free for Ukraine. Very different to how they lined up last week. As I said, they are going 3-4-3 to try and get the win, but that's really not the start they would have wanted. And really, when you're facing against a 3-4-3, what you want is to try and catch them on the break, and that's what Scotland almost done there. But Ukraine have the numbers forward at the moment. They're on the right-hand side with Tynchuk to Yarmolenko. He tries to get it back inside, but it's well defended by Scotland. And it's cleared out back into Ukraine's half for a throw-in, cleared by Callum McGregor. And again, a bit of pressure there by Ukraine, getting numbers into the box, but Scotland held out well. It's Andre Lunin on the ball at the back line, looking for his options. Lunin just holding the ball himself at the moment, and he lumps it up all the way towards Tymchuk. Tymchuk, it's hit all the way back. Porteous is going to be the man on the ball. He gets it all the way back to Craig Gordon. Gordon lumps it up the park. It's headed back from the Ukrainian player, but as far as Porteous to McGregor, now to Taylor on the left-hand side, back to Porteous. Porteous passes it across to Jack Hendry. Of course, no Scott McKenna for them this evening either. He did pick up an injury. Hendry's long ball towards Ryan Fraser is intercepted. John McGinn puts a bit of pressure on Mykolenko, but it's out for a throw-in to Ukraine. And have the ball back comfortably in their own box with Andre Lunin on the ball. Lunin even. Zabrania to Matvienko. Matvienko to Malinovsky, who gives it all the way back to Zabrania. Plays it to Lunin, who plays it back to Zabrania. Zabrania struggling for options at the moment. Of course, it was on that right-hand side where that pressure from Scotland almost gave out, and Tymczuk, again under Scottish pressure with Shea Adams, forces the ball backwards from Zabrania to Lunin, who gives it to Matvienko. Ignatenko spawned on the left-hand side. Matvienko now looking for his options forward. Can't find anything, so again it goes further back for Ukraine, and it's a lump forward intercepted by McGregor, but not sure he was aware of it. It cannons off him, and Ukraine have the ball with Malinovsky at the moment. He's advancing forward, the more attacking midfield option for them. Yarmolenko on the right-hand side. Again forced back, Stepanenko to Tymczuk. Gives it back to Zabrania, who's going to try a cross-field pass. And is that a good one? No, it's not. Aaron Hickey is there to see it out, and he gets the ball. He tries to skip past Mykolenko, and he's fouled in the process. It was a cynical foul there by Mykolenko on Aaron Hickey. Mykolenko, of course, of Everton. Aaron Hickey of Brentford. Hickey got the better of him. Mykolenko just stops him in his tracks from pushing the play forward for Scotland. The referee is lenient in that situation. Gives nothing to Vitaly Mykolenko. And Scotland have the ball at a free kick just outside their own box with Craig Gordon to take. He keeps it on that right-hand side. It's intercepted by Mykolenko, and the ball drops to Yarmolenko, cleared by Porteous. The ball cannon around. Gal McGregor is able to recover it there. He plays it back to Porteous. Scotland now playing it back the way. Gordon, long ball to John McGinn. Tried to flick it on to Shea Adams, just not good enough. Stepanenko is there to recover, and he plays it all the way back to Zabrania. Lunin hits it forward. Ukraine doing well to hold up the play there. It's Mudryk on the left-hand side. He did look to cause some problems last week. He couldn't deliver, but can he do it now? He's got the space on the left-hand side. He gets the ball all the way across, and it's an absolute sitter. Missed there from Andrei Yarmolenko. Of all the players Ukraine would want that to come to in that position, it's a great bit of play there by Dovbyk. Back to Mudryk. Hickey's beaten. Hendry's beaten. It's a great ball across. Yarmolenko, all the space in the world to get that at very least on target. McGregor leaves Gordon leaves enough space from it's a tap in, to be perfectly honest with you, for Andrei Yarmolenko there. He's just got to get that on target. Gordon nowhere near that. Scotland get away with it there, and they need to respond now. Aaron Hickey to Fraser on the right hand side. Fraser cutting inside, tries to skip past Malinovsky. He's fouled. The referee says no. Ukraine play on here. It's Yarmolenko to Stepanenko on the right hand side now with Tymczuk back to Zabrania. Ukraine feeling very much infused now on the ball. Goes back to Zabrania. Scotland need to ride out that particular storm there. That was a very difficult situation for them. Matvienko on the ball now. Back to Zabrania. Tymczuk. Yarmolenko. And it's played all the way forward. It's defended well by Porteous. And the loose ball, Yarmolenko there to pick up. Tries to get the ball to Dovbyk. It's intercepted. McGregor has the ball now. Tries to skip past Yarmolenko, but there's enough Ukrainian players there to see the ball back into their possession. Matvienko now to Zabrania. Zabrania to Tymczuk. Cutting in the inside, trying to play the long ball forward, and that is a long ball played forward for Ukraine. The ball's played across. Craig Gordon makes the save from Tymczuk on the right hand side. It's just a long ball played forward there, I believe, by Ignatenko, and almost catches Scotland out. Perhaps they were looking for the offside flag there, but that was not coming for them. He was in and free and had the space, but just caught himself into a tight enough angle and couldn't recover. Scotland have the ball back, and Hickey all the way back to Craig Gordon. Gordon to Jack Hendry. Hendry now plays it across to Ryan Porteous. As I said, Ryan Porteous playing his very first Scotland game, the Hibs player. Passes it to Greg Taylor, who tries to get the ball forward towards Shea Adams, but it's intercepted by Zabranie. Ukraine have the ball again. Matvienko is centre half. He's got Ignatenko on the left-hand side. He gives it to Mudryk. Mudryk tries to be clever there, but McGinn is able to intercept. Scotland have a break of the play now. And Hickey to McGinn, or McGregor even. McGregor back to Hendry. Scotland trying to get a grip of the game. Greg Taylor on the left-hand side with a bit of space. Does he have the options? He's got Callum McGregor. McGregor tries to feed it back to Taylor. He would have been in a good position, but his lofted pass is intercepted, and it does end up back in McGregor's hands, who gives it to Craig Gordon. Hendry on the ball now. McGinn to Ryan Jack of Rangers. Plays it to Fraser. Fraser to McGinn. Fraser to Jack. Jack does a turn there. McGinn gets the ball. Uses his rear side as he does to hold on to the play. Gets the ball to Hickey. Hickey in the inside gives it to Ryan Jack, who strayed further towards the right. He plays it back towards Jack Hendry. Jack Hendry to Ryan Jack. He's got McGregor an option in the middle, but he turns to Hickey on his right. And Mudryk intercepts Hickey well there under a bit of pressure. Malinovsky on the ball now. Ukraine could have a break of play. It's Dovbyk. Dovbyk holds on to the ball well despite the pressure. Gives it back to Malinovsky. Ukraine in Scotland's half now on the right-hand side with Tymshuk. Tymshuk, or Yarmolenko even cuts inside back to Dovbyk. Can't hold the play up. McGregor's there quickly to recover. Back to Craig Gordon, who hits it up to Shea Adams. Almost holds the play well. Ukraine are able to get the ball back. It cannons across. It cannons all the way out towards Dovbyk and an offside, or Yarmolenko even in an offside position. And again, Ukraine showing a lot more danger there. A dangerous situation. Perhaps Dovbyk causing issues. And really, it beggars belief how Yarmolenko missed that chance just a few minutes ago. It's brilliant play from Dovbyk, who really makes the play there his own. Yarmolenko just has to put it in to the back of the net, and he can't do so. He'll be kicking himself if Ukraine don't come away with anything tonight after that huge missed opportunity. However, they have the ball in a dangerous position on the far side at the throw-in. Opts to play it back. Zabranie to Matvienko. Ball's at the halfway line. Zabranie on the right-hand side, looking for his options. He cuts back in the middle to Matvienko. Scotland perhaps putting a bit of pressure on here. Can Ukraine try and break that pressure? Matvienko advances forward to Tymshuk. Tymshuk to Zabranie. He plays it all the way back to Andre Lunin in goals. Andre Lunin, Shea Adams putting a bit of pressure onto him there. Forces him to go long towards Mykolenko. Mykolenko and Hickey battling for the ball. An interesting battle this evening. Hickey sees the ball out for a Scotland throw at the near side. The pressure there from Shea Adams to force Lunin into the long ball situation there. When Scotland a throw in just outside, just on their own dugout at the halfway line. Steve Clarke looking on, tries to play it further forward towards Shea Adams, who has been always good at holding the play up, but in that situation, Mykolenko's there. Force another throw in, a bit further forward this time, and Hickey to take again. Looking for his options. Gives it to John McGinn. McGinn, that's a lovely pass there. Forward from Kenny McLean to Ryan Jack. To Taylor on the left. Taylor gives it back to McGregor in the middle. Gives it back to Jack. And what looked like a bit of promising play there. Forces Scotland are forced back to their own centre half with Jack Hendry. Perhaps some patient play here from Scotland. Fraser on the right-hand side. Tries to be clever there, and he's intercepted off the ball. Luckily for Ryan Fraser, the referee deems that a free kick. He was caught in possession there. It was Mykolenko who is able to recover on the ball, but Malinovsky puts his foot out as well. If Malinovsky perhaps had not done that, then Ukraine could have had the break of the play there. Would have been in a good position. However, Scotland have the ball back. Jack Hendry. Hendry to Ryan Porteous. A lot of pressure on the young Porteous Knight. A long ball towards Shea Adams from Greg Taylor. Played back to John McGinn. Played in the middle towards Callum McGregor. McGregor to Ryan Jack, who turns and gets it across to Hickey. He's got a lot of space on the right-hand side to do something here, but he cuts inside. Gives it back to Jack, who gives it back to Hickey. To Fraser. Jack's advanced forward now. Was that an option? But Hickey's went down and the play stopped by the referee. I believe as well he was actually fouled by Mudryk there. Completely off the ball. However, a free kick in a relatively dangerous situation. Of course, as I said, Scotland scored from 2 set pieces, 2 corners in the game last week. A 3-0 win. And yeah, cynical challenge from Mudryk. Quite needless, in fact. And it's going to be a yellow card for Mudryk, first of the game. Mikhail Mudryk of Shakhtar Donetsk. And McGinn to deliver this free kick on the edge of the area. Not necessarily close to the box, but enough to cause some problems perhaps for Ukraine. Scotland can get a man on the end of this. McGinn to take. He delivers it into the box all the way. Tries to hit it towards the back post where Shea Adams was there. But it goes all the way out for a goal kick for Ukraine. And looking at the game so far, really all eyes are on that opportunity that Andrei Yarmolenko had. The ball's played across. He has practically an open goal. Craig Gordon is not getting to it. He just had to get it on target. Skied it wide, and that really has been the chance of the game so far. Shea Adams had a good opportunity just minutes in where Scotland put some good pressure on like they did last week. So certainly danger on both sides at the moment. And Hickey on the right-hand side at the moment, advancing forward. Is he fouled there by Mykolenko? The referee determined that, as I believe he did determine that as a foul there. And Hickey on the right-hand side again causing problems. Mykolenko with his second foul of the game, it has to be said. Similar to that of the one earlier that he had. And Hickey, clearly the player being targeted by Ukraine. And it's a quick one for John McGinn to deliver it in. It's punched away by Lunin. Fraser with the header. Can Shea Adams get on the end of it? No, he can't. And the ball's played away and out for a throw-in. Still in a dangerous position here for Scotland to attack. They're going to try potentially take it quickly, or are they going to slow the game down? Again, a cynical foul there almost led to a good opportunity. It's Hickey on the right-hand side again. He delivers a good ball into the box. Shea Adams, can he get on the end of it? No, again, Ukraine are able to get the ball away, but it's still not entirely away. However, the referee does deem a foul in the middle of the park from Callum McGregor to relieve some pressure on Ukraine there. In that situation, they have the free kick. Matvienko to Zabrania, advances forward, tries to play a cross-field pass towards Dobrik, but or Mudryk even. But Hickey again is there to recover, gets it all the way back to Craig Gordon. Scotland have the ball again. Porteous to Taylor. Taylor back to Porteous. Plays it across to Jack Hendry. Hendry now, we're 20 minutes in here on the commentary hub. Ukraine 0, Scotland 0. As I said, Scotland have had a good spell of the ball from time to time, but Ukraine really should have taken that opportunity just about 10 minutes ago from Yarmolenko. May not be the last opportunity, however, we see today for either side, perhaps. Ukraine have the ball at the moment. Stepanenko, or Malinovsky even, advances forward, plays the ball towards Dovbyk. The referee the linesman doesn't put his flag up, despite it looking like potential offside. The Scotland players were asking for it. Of course, there is no VAR, but I believe it was eventually given. A very clear offside there. It was difficult to see whether or not the linesman was giving that as offside. Doesn't look like he was allowing the play to run. And the ball was then hit out wide by Dovbyk, but it was given as a free kick for offside, as if the referee had been the one to make that call there, as opposed to the linesman. Craig Gordon to take the free kick, perhaps to advance the ball forward, or is he looking for the shot option? He is, with Jack Hendry. Hendry now plays it long. Shea Adams is going to try and chase, but it's just too close to the byline on the right hand side, and it goes out for throw-in for Ukraine. And it's a throw-in that they'll take with Mykolenko. Mykolenko on the ball now, plays it forward, only as far as Hickey. The ball's in the air at the moment. Hickey's able to get onto the loose ball again towards John McGinn. Or Ken McLean even, he's isolated in the middle, and Ukraine will be able to get the ball. That's an excellent pass towards Dovbyk. Can he get that in? They cannot. Craig Gordon with the save there. An excellent opportunity again for Ukraine to take the lead. A one-on-one there between Dovbyk and Craig Gordon. And it's straight at the grateful arms of Craig Gordon. A great pass to split the defence there. Again, another wake-up call for Scotland to try and push forward. They have the ball at the moment with Ryan Jack. Jack to Hendry. Hendry to Aaron Hickey. Hickey to Fraser on the right-hand side. Fraser's going to try and cut inside. Gets the ball to Shea Adams. Adams plays a lovely ball across with a space for Greg Taylor on the left. He has options on the left-hand side with Kenny McLean. Is he fouled there? John McGinn, is that the referee trying to protest? He does give the free kick, and he does book Yarmolenko for the foul there. The second booking of the game for Ukraine. And again, gives Scotland an opportunity. At the left-hand side of the box, it's Kenny McLean versus Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko comes flying into him. There really was no need for that. He does win the ball with his trailing leg, but it's the initial tackle first. And looking back at that opportunity for Dovbyk there, that's an excellent pass from Yarmolenko. World class to get it to Dovbyk. And Dovbyk just can't get his footing right to get a clean enough finish on that, and it goes straight into the arms of Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon does quite well to make the save, but it's still 0-0 here in Scotland. Have the opportunity now. Fraser on the left-hand side of the box, on the far side, to deliver this into the box. It's a dangerous position. Fraser drills it low. He tries to go for that near post, and it doesn't work out for him, but he's still got the ball at the moment. Fraser gets it back in. Deflects off a Ukrainian player and is out for a corner. And in actual fact, looking at that, has the referee just given a penalty there? I believe he has just given a penalty for Scotland. It hits off of, I believe that's Malinovsky, hits off his chest, perhaps. Has the referee given the penalty? It's difficult to tell at the moment. He's going to look at VAR for that. VAR is in play for this game, I believe. I believe he did initially give that penalty, but he's taking a second look at it. I think the second look will deem that not to be a penalty. It appears to have hit off his chest. The referee just looking at a blank screen that says VAR at the moment. Where does that hit off of? The referee takes one look at that. And he's made his decision. And he says to play on, as it did appear to be the case. So I suppose that's why VAR is there, even in decisions where it doesn't really look like it was a penalty in the first place, which is why it was so difficult to tell exactly what the referee was giving. But it did appear to hit off his chest. The referee is, however, going to deem that as a drop ball, which Ukraine will take, and it drops to Andrei Lunin. We go again here after a bizarre couple of minutes there. However, it did reach the right conclusion of that passage of play. And I suppose that is exactly what it's for VAR, for those decisions when a referee does make the wrong call. And Ukraine have the ball at the moment. It's back in Scottish possession with Greg Taylor on the left. However, Aaron Hickey is down on the near side. Taylor's been instructed by Porteous to kick that out to allow for some treatment. A booking has been given to Ignatenko of Ukraine. That's the third booking of the second half for Ukrainian players. And again, it's a challenge from Ignatenko there. He puts his studs right into Hickey's foot. And really, Ignatenko is lucky to get away with a booking from that. It was given a bit of delayed there, despite the fact Scotland weren't necessarily on any kind of counter-attack. It wasn't entirely clear if the referee had given the advantage or if he'd even seen the foul in the first place, but he certainly did book Ignatenko after that challenge. And again, just looking at the penalty claim, it definitely doesn't hit off of Stepanenko's arm. It close at his face, as he's trying to point out, and his chest as well, as opposed to his arm. The right decision made there. Not so sure if that was the right decision with the Ignatenko challenge there, but the referee does give the foul and booking is made. Scotland play on here, and Hickey luckily back on his feet as well. He's been taking a bit of kicking this evening, that's for sure. Shea Adams on the ball at the moment with a bit of space, but the Ukrainian players are there to recover. Ryan Jack coming in with a physical play there on Ignatenko, and the referee gives a foul for Ukraine. So the third booking of the game. Scotland yet to find themselves in the book. However, as you said, it's a debut for Ryan Porteous this evening. The Scotland debut often finds himself in the referee's book, sometimes on the red side of it as well. Scotland have the ball in the halfway line. Callum McGregor to McLean. McLean with a dodgy pass back to Taylor, but Taylor's able to recover. Gets it to Porteous. Porteous to Jack Hendry. Hendry now to Hickey, who's going to advance forward. Mudryk physical on him there, but he gets the ball to Fraser. Fraser to Jack in the middle. Ryan Jack to Jack Hendry. Hendry tries to play a forward pass to Fraser, but it's intercepted. However, the loose ball falls back to Scotland. And Scotland are able to recover again with Jack Hendry in the middle of the park after a good interception of the play there by Ryan Jack. And Ryan Jack all the way back to Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon to Hendry. Hendry to Hickey. Hickey to Fraser. Tries to flick it past Mikalenko, but the ball was already out of play from that Hickey pass on the right-hand side. Ukraine have the ball back. Matvienko to Zabranie. Zabranie now looking for his forward options. He's got Ignatenko in the middle of the park. And well intercepted there by Greg Taylor on the left-hand side from Tsiankov. Scotland have the ball back once again. The ball's played forward to Callum McGregor. Does well to get on the end of a loose pass. The ball's playing on the left-hand side. McGregor still with it to Jack Hendry. Ryan Jack even to switch the play to Aaron Hickey, who finds Adams with a bit of space on the right. Can he get the ball into the box? It's well intercepted off of Matvienko, and out for a corner to Scotland. Corner on the near side this time. Ryan Fraser, the man who's been taking him on the far side for Scotland. Usually opt for the left-footed John McGinn on the near side. Will that be the case for them with this corner? I believe it is John McGinn on the corner to take. John McGinn to deliver. It goes all the way towards the back post, and it was the right option there. Ryan Porteous does get his head onto it, but Yarmolenko is there to intercept as well. And I believe the referee is given a corner this time on the far side. It's a good delivery from John McGinn, loaning out of his goal. Jack Hendry there protesting that he was fouled by Yarmolenko. Fraser to deliver this. It's cleared away, but it's still in the box. And it falls to Ryan Jack, and it's just wide from Ryan Jack. The ball ping-ponging around the box there. Ukraine couldn't get it away. McLean gets there. Hendry tries to turn on the half volley to get it in. And it does fall to Ryan Jack in a lot of space there. Ryan Jack perhaps just needs to get that on the target. Puts too much behind it. And it's wide of the bar from Ryan Jack. Another good opportunity there for Scotland. They have the ball at the halfway line with Ryan Jack, or Cal McGregor even. Played forward of Hickey. Hickey back to Jack. The ball was loose from Ryan Jack, but Hickey's there to recover as far as Mudryk, who hits it off for a throw-in. Again, a good opportunity there for Ryan Jack. Scotland starting to get chances of their own. Ukraine have had the better of the chances in the second half, or first half even, with Yarmolenko, of course, missing an absolute sitter. And Dovbyk missing a one-on-one. So Scotland may count themselves a bit lucky to find themselves nothing each. However, in terms of general play, Scotland haven't played too bad. Again, it is one shot on target each, one shot off target each. That shot off target, of course, being the one we just seen about a minute ago from Ryan Jack, who really, again, similar to Yarmolenko, just has to get that on target at the very least to get something out of that. But hits it wide. Throw in on the near side. Hickey tries to take it long towards Adams. Ukraine find themselves with the ball. Ignatенko plays it quickly to the right-hand side. Plays it in the middle to Yarmolenko. He's got Siankov on his right. Ignatенko in the middle. So Ignatенko is the Matvienko. His full pass to Mudryk to Mikolenko on the left. Mudryk back to Stepanenko. Scotland forcing Ukraine back a little bit there, but we're going to come forward again. Siankov. He's got Yarmolenko in support. He plays it to Ignatенko in the middle. Back to Zabranie. Zabranie to Ignatенko. Back to Zabranie. Scotland putting a lot of pressure on here. Can Ukraine break that? It's an excellent bit of play there. That's an outstanding bit of play. Malinovsky now has got an opportunity on goal. He turns back in. He's got support. Yarmolenko on the right. Greg Taylor matching up to him. Gets the ball in, but only as far as Cal McGregor, who gratefully collects the ball and tries to lump it forward to Shea Adams, who chases the ball. Ukraine managed to get it back with Zabranie. Again, good bit of play there to break the pressure from Scotland that they were applying. Malinovsky tries to cut inside, can't do anything with it. That's a lovely cross ball there towards Mikolenko. Can he find any options? In the middle of the park, it goes all the way across. And it was going towards Yarmolenko. Greg Taylor had a lot of space to try and get it under his possession, but it just hits off Greg Taylor and out for the Ukraine corner, the first of the game. It's an excellent pass across the field towards Mikolenko. Just no options in the middle. He does have Dovbyk there, but he can't get the pass right to Dovbyk. It's going all the way across. Hits off Greg Taylor and out for a corner. Ukraine's first corner of the game in front of the end with the travelling Scotland fans. A good number of them have travelled to this game. And the ball's played in. Stepanenko! He's got the space in the middle of the box. And he can't do anything with it. It's a free header. He hits it down. And it just skews towards the right-hand side of Craig Gordon. Admittedly to Craig Gordon's near post, but Stepanenko feel like he should have done really better there to get that at the very least on target. And again, Scotland sweating at the back. It's played forward. Shea Adams, that's a good touch on the long ball. Can he get past Zabranie? Zabranie, good defending. Matvienko also there to recover. Back to Lunin, who plays it forward to Malinovsky. That's a great turn. That's a great pass to Dovbyk. The linesman flag stays down. Dovbyk bearing down on goal. It's at a tight angle. Can he get the shot away? And it's hit off of Ryan Porteous. Lands to Craig Gordon. And then afterwards, the linesman flag goes up. A very clear offside there upon the replay. Malinovsky's pass to Dovbyk. Ukraine trying to play in the shoulders, caused a few offsides for them this evening. He does well to cut inside, but it's Ryan Porteous who throws himself in front of it. It was a good recovery regardless of the offside by Ryan Porteous, making the Scotland debut. And again, just some pressures at the back for Scotland, which Ukraine are exploiting. Yes, that was an offside there, but certainly Ukraine have had the better of the chances in this first half with 36 minutes played here. Ukraine 0, Scotland 0, and it is important to remind you that this is good enough for Scotland. A draw will see them top the group, go into Group A for the next Nations League, which will be for a World Cup qualification spot. And of course, as well, means they get that Euro 2024 spot in the playoff qualification, going into the qualification proper, where of course they could qualify automatically, but regardless, they will have a playoff. Scotland on the ball at the moment. McLean struggles to keep that in at the far side. It goes all the way out, and said 37 minutes played here. Scotland, Ukraine 0, Scotland 0. Is it an opportunity? There's Zabranie to the middle of the park to Matvienko. Matvienko back to Zabranie. Zabranie's going to look for the long ball, but opts instead for Malinovsky in the middle. Malinovsky tries a forward pass. Ryan Porteous is quick to it on Yarmolenko. Good play there defensively by Ryan Porteous. He wins a free kick, and it's at the halfway line. Greg Taylor. Taylor to Porteous, to Jack Hendry. Hendry now to Hickey. Hickey in the middle to Fraser. Ryan Jack there to support, but the ball falls loose, and Mykolenko's on the ball on the left-hand side for Ukraine. Tries to put it forward to Dovbyk. Dovbyk, that's a good chest forward. Scotland players asking for an offside, but we play on at the moment. Dovbyk on the ball. Cuts onto his right foot, but tries to play it in with his left, and McGregor is there to recover. Tries to play the long ball to Shea Adams. Shea Adams just isn't there to get onto the end of the long ball. Scotland trying the long ball as he did last week towards Shea Adams, who is good at hold-up play, but it's not really working for them so far in this game. Ukraine have the ball. There's a lot of space on the left-hand side there for Mykolenko to be unleashed. Jack Hendry coming in support. It's passed in towards Malinovsky. And again, Malinovsky in a lot of space there. Gets a shot away. But it's not good enough. Too tight an angle on his left foot. Wasn't going to be troubling Craig Gordon. But again, there's a few things he could have done there. Could have took a touch perhaps. Tried to look for Dovbyk, who is further inside. It, however, does go astray for them. Mykolenko getting a lot of space on that left-hand side, forcing Jack Hendry to come out and support defensively to lead to that opportunity there for Ukraine. Ukraine will certainly feel the happier of the two teams. 5 minutes till half time. However, they do need that win if they want to try and qualify, get promoted and get that playoff qualification spot. A draw is simply not good enough for them. And given a week ago before that Scotland game, they were looking at a win against Scotland, a team they'd already beat, and a win against Armenia, which of course they did manage to get. And that would have seen them through and sealed the deal, but it went a bit differently against Scotland at Hampden last week. And it complicated things in a group that really, when you looked at it initially, looked like they were going to do well or perhaps even coast through it, but it's not came out like that. They still have the opportunity to do it this evening. Lunin on the ball, Matvienko. Matvienko, Ukraine just playing it along the back line at the moment. Zabranye, Siankov coming in support, but he plays in the middle to Malinovsky. Malinovsky to Yarmolenko on the right-hand side for Ukraine, squaring up to Taylor. McLean's in support. Yarmolenko back to Siankov, who gets the ball in. It deflects towards Stepanenko. Stepanenko's shot hits away. Dovbyk, could he have managed to get on the end of that? Dovbyk, it's difficult to tell. The cross in deflects off McGregor, lands quite nicely for Stepanenko to hit that on a volley. The shot's poor. However, it does go towards the striker Dovbyk. Dovbyk just unaware of it, couldn't react to it quick enough to get an opportunity for Ukraine. Craig Gordon to take the goal kick. Gordon lumps it forward towards Shea Adams, who manages to chase the ball down there. Adams holding up the play. Adams to Hickey. Hickey to McGinn. McGinn in the middle of the park. He's intercepted. Good defending there from Ukraine. Malinovsky's going to try and hit them on the break, but Callum McGregor is there to recover and get the ball out at the far side at the halfway line for Ukraine through in. Taking quickly. Zabranye on the ball now. Stepanenko back to Zabranye on the right-hand side. Yarmolenko at the halfway line, dealing with his options. He opts to go back to Stepanenko, who's stepped into towards the middle of that centre-half pairing between Matvienko and Zabranye. It's back to Malinovsky, back to Stepanenko. Ukraine holding on to the ball at the moment. Mudryk in the middle of the park. That's a lovely pass towards Siankov. Can he get a good cross in? And it's crossed all the way and across. Craig Gordon, I believe, does get a glove onto that from Siankov. Tumchuk, apologies. Tumchuk takes that really well there. And as he stating there was a deflection, it does deflect off of Greg Taylor, and that deflection almost takes it goalwards from that opposite angle. Craig Gordon looking quite relieved at that going wide. It did deflect off of Greg Taylor, but the referee or the linesman didn't see it, and it's given us a goal kick for Scotland. Craig Gordon to take. Craig Gordon gets up towards Shea Adams. Ukraine recover the ball. A long ball towards Dovbyk. Intercepted to Hendry, only as far as Malinovsky, however. And that launches Ukraine in a break here. Yarmolenko tries to cut inside and beat Taylor. He's forced Taylor into the outside, and the inside even. Yarmolenko now goes it with Malinovsky. Yarmolenko now to Dovbyk, who comes in support, but that's good defending for Porteous. And it's played back the way to McGregor. McGregor to McLean. McLean can't get past Tumchuk. And Ukraine have the ball back at the halfway line. We've got a bit of urgency about the play now. Ukraine, Malinovsky on the ball on the right-hand side towards the middle of the park. Plays it further inwards towards Matvienko. Matvienko to Zabranye. Ukraine playing a high defensive line at the moment as they're trying to push numbers forward. Tries to play the ball to Mudryk. It's intercepted. Cal McGregor recovers the ball and tries to launch the long ball towards Shea Adams. Shea Adams just isn't in the right position for him, and it's out. That ball from Ryan Jack. Stepanenko on the ball now. Stepanenko to Yankov. Ignatenko even. Ignatenko to Tymshuk. Tymshuk looking for his options. He's going to pass it sidewards, back towards Ignatenko. Ignatenko plays a long ball to Mykolenko. He plays it back towards Matvienko. Matvienko to Stepanenko. Stepanenko launches the ball forward towards Mudryk. It's Mudryk versus Hickey again. Can Hickey see that ball out? Yes, he can, and it's going to be a goal kick to Scotland. A dangerous pass there. Mykolenko up against Aaron Hickey. And Hickey's had a hard time of it this afternoon with up against Mudryk and Mykolenko, both two attacking options for Ukraine. He has held out well, and I said has been on the end of a fair few kickings this evening as well. And Hickey. Scotland have the goal kick once again. We are into the first minute of 2 added time here. I said what has been half of chances aplenty for Ukraine, just not any that they've been able to take with any real clinicalness about them. However, Scotland do need to be wary. If Ukraine do get opportunities like that, it could just be a matter of time. And a goal for themselves really would lift a lot of pressure off them if they were able to get that goal. As I said, they only do need a point from this game to see themselves top the group. So Ukraine will be looking to push forward in even greater numbers in the second half, you would imagine. We're 90 seconds into 2 minutes of added time. Ukraine have the ball. It's a missed kick pass from Stepanenko. Yarmolenko gets a touchdown on the right-hand side, but it's already out of play. A throw in for Greg Taylor to take as the final few seconds of the half die out. Greg Taylor to take this throw in. Looking to play it long towards Kenny McLean. It's hit away. And the referee does deem that to be the end of the first half of play. Well, for Scotland, it's looking like it's on track in terms of the score line. A draw, as I said, is good enough for them to top the group. But really, they'll look to have a better performance in the second half. Ukraine have had a number of chances as the half goes on. They will look to try and go for it as they need that win to top the group themselves. Second half coming up in just 15 minutes' time. However, for the first half, it is Ukraine 0, Scotland 0. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Ukraine versus Scotland in the UEFA Nations League B. A massive 45 minutes for either side. It is in Scotland's hands at the moment. But how often have we said that about Scotland at the international level? They are 45 minutes away with enough in each draw from securing their place topping the group, going into League A and getting that coveted qualifying playoff spot for Euro 2024, going into the groups, the qualification proper. That is a great thing to have in your pocket. As the teams are coming out, we are ready to start the second half. Difficult to see if there has been any changes. There has been no changes so far. Ukraine opting for the same team which gave a strong impression in the first half. They had some excellent chances, of course, from Yarmolenko and Dovbyk to try and take the lead, but couldn't get there. Scotland held on, and it will, you believe, would be all Ukraine in this second half as they push for the win here, the win that they need to qualify from the group themselves. Scotland just need a point. They are 2 points ahead of Ukraine following that 3-0 win last week against Ukraine and the 2-1 win against Ireland on Saturday. We've kicked off here and the ball's played long towards Yarmolenko. Scotland are able to recover it back. Porteous back to Gordon, who plays it to Adams quickly. Adams brings it down, but Ignatенko is there to recover, so he gets it back to Matvienko. Of course, the game being played in Krakow this evening in Poland. A good support here for the Ukrainian side. So perhaps Ukrainians in attendance, but also a contingent of Polish supporters here to support their neighbours as well. Scotland have the ball in a dangerous position. Greg Taylor finds himself in the middle of the park, takes a strike and skies it over the goal of Andrei Lunin. He takes a shot there. He felt his moment of glory. Greg Taylor was well positioned. It landed nicely for him to take the shot from distance, but 30 or so yards out, but just isn't able to get a clinical finish on that. And Ukraine have the ball back. It's a Stepanenko or Malinovsky even who tries to play a cross ball towards Mudryk, who really is one of the main threats for Ukraine. They do have some good options out wide with Mudryk and, of course, former West Ham man now at Al Ain, Andrei Yarmolenko, playing on the right-hand side. He did, of course, miss that sitter, however, early on in the first half, something he'll be looking to try and recover from going into the second half. And Ukraine have the ball at the moment with Tymchuk advancing on the right. He gets Yarmolenko in support. Yarmolenko tries to drift out wide to get past Taylor, but just drifts out too wide, and it's out at a throw-in for the near side for Greg Taylor to take. Well, one opportunity this is for Greg Taylor. It's difficult when, of course, you have players such as Andrew Robertson and Kieran Tierney as left-back options. You find it difficult to find a spot there, but with injuries, he answers the call, Greg Taylor, and he's had a good season at Celtic so far, so it's certainly a well-deserved cap for him as he settles into international football. There's a foul there by Adams on Zabranie. Ukraine take it quick. Yarmolenko to Tymchuk. Tymchuk plays it all the way back to Zabranie. Zabranie to Matvienko. Shakhtar Donetsk. Back to Zabranie. Zabranie to Tymchuk to Yarmolenko on the right-hand side. He's going to play a cross ball all the way towards Mykolenko and Mudryk on the left. Mykolenko gives it to Mudryk. He has Mykolenko on the counter attack, but he takes a shot. It's saved by Gordon, and it's out for a corner. It's a fierce shot there from Mudryk. He cuts inside, hits it with his right foot. That's a lovely curling shot there, and actually an outstanding save from 39-year-old Craig Gordon with his left glove. He done really well to get on the end of that, Craig Gordon. However, it's going to be a corner even for Ukraine to take. to be delivered into the box from the near side. Delivered in. Can Ukraine make anything of that? It hits off a Scotland man. Only as far as Ukraine playing the outside, but Fraser is able to recover. Is this a chance for Scotland now? He's got McGregor in support on the left. McGregor can't get his footing right. And Tymchuk is there, however. McGinn gets the ball back, gives it to Fraser. Fraser to McGregor. McGregor to Ryan Jack. Lovely shimmy there to break free and get it across to Hickey. Hickey plays it all the way across to Ryan Fraser. Good touch there. Fraser tries to 1-2 it with Taylor, but takes it on himself in the middle. Plays a lovely ball in the inside. And Kenny McLean is in a lot of space there. The ball's headed towards Shea Adams. Shea Adams is not in a lot of space. And it finds itself back in Ukrainian hands. The ball on the left-hand side at the moment with Mykolenko. Mykolenko back to Matvienko. And Stadium appears to be bouncing in Warsaw at the moment. Great atmosphere. Pushing the Ukrainian team on to try and get a victory this evening. That's a lovely long ball. Is Mudryk going to get the better of Hickey here? Mudryk still on the ball. Skips past Hendry. Cuts in the inside. He takes the shot. And it's saved from Gordon. A fierce shot from Ignatенko. It was well lined up for him by Mudryk, who had done well to hold the play. McGregor gets in the way of the shot. Perhaps takes it away from where he wanted it in the left-hand side. And his left-hand side, and deflects it further towards Gordon, who grasps the ball gracefully into his arms. Good opportunity there for me. Ignatенko, the referee, has stopped the play. It appears Aaron Hickey is injured. Hickey against Mudryk there. It was a good physical battle between the two of them, you have to say. It's been a good battle the whole night, but Hickey holding his shoulder after that, squaring up, and it's not looking good if he is holding his shoulder. Again, he's been a good outlet for them this evening, and Hickey. Be disappointing for Scotland if they were to lose him. The referee's going to give a drop ball. Ryan Pope is wondering to see what's happening with that. And still wondering to see what's happening with Aaron Hickey at the moment. Again, a big blow if he does have to be forced off, but at the moment he's on the side. Scotland playing with 10 men. Long ball towards Shea Adams. Shea Adams chests it, but it falls back gratefully towards Zabranie. Zabranie to Matvienko, to Stepanenko in the middle. Ignatенko to Zabranie, who again is looking for that cross ball, but his options with Tymchuk on his right. Plays it back to Ignatенko, who's playing behind him. That's a lovely pass there from Matvienko towards Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko gets on the end of that. However, the linesman does blow for offside. And important to mention that in terms of the offsides, there is a delay due to the VAR of the linesman giving his flag to allow the play to progress. It did cause a bit of confusion in the first half if he appeared with the Scotland players, but that is the rules. Even if it is obviously offside, if the linesman isn't 100%, he doesn't put his flag up until the play is over. Scotland have the ball in their own half. Ukraine putting a bit of pressure on them at the moment. Hendry's pass to Fraser is intercepted. Ukraine managed to win the throw-in off Mykolenko. Mykolenko, of course, of Everton. It's going to be a Scotland throw-in with Hickey to take in the middle of the park. McGinn in the middle. McGinn, that's a lovely cross pass towards Kenny McLean. If Kenny McLean can get the ball to Fraser in the middle, he can't. Or Greg Taylor in the middle, he can't. And is forced to play it back in the middle. However, McGregor tries to get the ball to Taylor himself. Can't do so. Ukraine have the ball back. Tymchuk is fouled. That's a long ball towards Dovbyt. Dovbyt is going to advance on towards goal, and this time the linesman's flag does go up at the appropriate time. Stops the play, and it's going to be a free kick for Scotland. Much tighter situation there for the linesman to take his flag up at the appropriate time compared to some of the ones in the first half, which seemed a lot more obvious. Ukraine, Scotland even on the ball at the moment. Hendry tries to play the long ball to Adams. Adams tries to get it down towards Fraser. The loose ball, Fraser tries to chase, but Ukraine managed to get it back with Matvienko. Loading back to Matvienko. There's a lot of pressure on the Ukrainian players here on the left-hand side. And Scotland are able to get the ball back. Shea Adams, can he get on the end of that? No, he can't. Ukraine get it away. It's on ball to Yarmolenko. And again, they tried to break through. Dovbyk with the long ball, but it's intercepted, and Scotland have the break now. This is an end-to-end game at the moment. Cal McGregor on the left-hand side. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor to Kenny McLean. McLean to Jack. McLean back to McGregor. He gives it back to McLean. Game slowing down a bit perhaps. Ryan Jack turning there could have been costly for him with Malinovsky putting him under pressure, but he gets the ball gratefully to Ryan Porteous. Good pressure there from Ukraine to force Scotland back. And Scotland push forward now. McGregor skips forward, gives it to McLean, and again it goes all the way back from Taylor to Ryan Porteous, who tries to play across to the right-hand side this time with Jack Hendry advancing forward. Hendry to Fraser, looking to cut inside. Plays it back to McGregor, who's playing at the halfway line. Porteous. Falls to Taylor. Scotland just keeping it at the back line at the moment. I said Ukraine applying a good bit of pressure to keep them there. Can they break through that? Scotland. Fraser on the ball. Mikolenko appeared to tip it out, but the referee deems that it was Hickey the ball hit off of. And the line's been even, and it's going to be a throw-in at the far side for Ukraine with Mikolenko, much to the protestations of Aaron Hickey. It did appear upon the replay it did hit off Aaron Hickey. It was the correct decision. Ignatenko in the middle of the park turns and gives it back to Zabranie. Malinovsky. Ukraine now just being the ones to play it along their own back line. Tymshuk. Back to Zabranie. The ball deep in Ukraine's own half. Zabranie looking for that long ball again. He's going to try and play it this time. Nobody there. Greg Taylor to try and see that out of play. It was an awkward angle, but he does manage to successfully get that out of play. Holds off Yarmolenko from getting to the ball. He's going to push this forward with a throw-in towards Kenny McLean. McLean lumps it forward towards Adams, but the ball was already out of play. And it's a Ukraine throw-in this time at the halfway line. Matvienko. Matvienko to Zabranie. Zabranie to Stepanenko, who tries to play the long ball towards Dovbyk. Ignatov on the ball now. Ignatenko even. To Mudryk on the left. This is where Ukraine are dangerous. A dangerous ball played in. It deflects off a Scotland player and out as far as Ignatenko. Ignatenko now to Tymshuk in the middle of the park. Gives it to Zabranie on the right. Tymshuk advancing forward. It's a lovely run into the box. Tries to get it across. Deflects off McGregor. As far as Stepanenko tries to play the ball into the back post. And it's out for a goal kick to Scotland. Again, a dangerous little bit of play there from Ukraine. Lovely run from Tymshuk, the right back, into the box. It hits off of McGregor. And then the subsequent cross from there. Can't find Mudryk at the back post. What would have been the opening goal if they'd got the opportunity there. However, Ukraine will feel, as I said, that they perhaps should have had the opening goal long before this. Scotland still in this game, however. Tymshuk pushes the ball forward from the goal kick. The ball lands to Dovbyk. Dovbyk, he's got space in the middle, but Cal McGregor is there to recover. That's excellent recovery from Cal McGregor on Dovbyk. He had to get that right there. Otherwise, Dovbyk was in on goal. He had Stepanenko in support to his left. Scotland caught out on the ball, not enough numbers back. Cal McGregor showing his pace there to get back, his defensive capabilities. Really is that kind of all-rounded midfielder, Cal McGregor. Excellent physical play there on Dovbyk. Gets round him, and he manages to win the foul as well, just to seal it off, that Craig Gordon will take. Get another potential scare for Scotland. Good play from Cal McGregor there. Gordon tries to play the ball all the way across to Fraser, but it finds itself out at the near side of the halfway line, so Ukraine will throw him. Matvienko has a loose pass, but well recovered from Mikolenko towards Mudryk. He's going to try and cut inside. Mudryk to Malinovsky. Malinovsky on the turn. Malinovsky gets a good pass to Dovbyk. Is this a chance for Dovbyk now? Good save, Craig Gordon. The referee, or the Scotland players, asking for the offside flag. Again, Dovbyk playing on the shoulder. A great opportunity for him there. And again, it's difficult to tell. Greg Taylor may have been playing him on side there. That's a really close one. Would have potentially been a VAR call had it went into the back of the net. But nonetheless, Dovbyk, again, another one-on-one opportunity. Can't find that clinical finish. And Scotland have the ball now. It's Fraser. Fraser to Jack. Jack gives away possession to Yarmolenko in the middle of the park. Yarmolenko to Stepanenko on the left. Ukraine playing a really fluid formation at the moment. Players where they need to be. Zabranie lumps it forward. It's well brought down by Tymchuk towards Dovbyk, but intercepted by Hendry. Hendry's interception falls out for a throw-in on the far side. Tymchuk tries to take it quick, whether it lands to Fraser. Fraser plays it to Adams. Adams gets the touch on, is going to hold up the play. That's really good hold-up play there, McGregor. McGregor to Jack. Jack to Fraser, and it's just not good enough. From Ryan Jack towards Ryan Fraser. Ryan Fraser not ready for the pass either. And what could have been a lovely, quick counter-attacking play from Scotland fell back to Ukraine. Ukraine couldn't do anything with it, and it falls back to Craig Gordon. Scotland on the ball now. Hickey caught in possession by Mikolenko. And Mudryk even has to foul him to stop the play going any further. It's going to be a free kick. Mudryk there, good defending to get past. Hickey just brings him down to stop the play going any further. He perhaps knew the consequences of allowing a player of Mudryk's talent to get in the way or get past him there and get a lot of space on that left-hand side, and he does find himself into the book as well. Ukraine have a free kick a bit far from the edge of the area at the far side. However, dangerous enough to whip a ball into the box for Malinovsky, Ruslan Malinovsky of Atalanta. Malinovsky to deliver. That's a lovely pass into the box, and that's a great opportunity for the centre-half, Ian Zabranie, to take the lead for Ukraine. Excellent ball into the box. Zabranie beats his marker, John McGinn, and he just can't get the finish on there. It really is a centre-half's effort. Cannons off his knee and out. And again, just a bit more clinical finishing there. Ukraine might find themselves in the lead. However, they have the ball at the moment with Mudryk. Good recovery from McGregor. Gets back to Gordon. Gordon passes to Taylor. He's got a bit of space on the left. However, has been closed down. So gives it to Fraser. Fraser tries to advance it forward to Adams. Zabranie is there. Zabranie under pressure gets the ball away to Ignatenko. Ignatenko back to Matvienko, to Lunin. Adams chasing him down. Gives the ball to Mikolenko. Tries to lump it forward but can't get anywhere with it. It really is anyone's game at the moment. It feels like Ukraine have had the bulk of the chances, but Scotland maybe only need one opportunity to take the lead. However, it has been all Ukraine in terms of the chances. They've got it now. Yarmolenko gets the ball towards Tymchuk. Tymchuk can't get there, and again it's out for a goal kick. And again, another golden opportunity, this time from that set piece for Jelena Zabranie to take. Just cannons off him, really, when you come to that position and someone's got to use their feet in the box to get it in the back of the net. You don't want it landing into your centre half. Scotland on the ball. Porteous to Taylor. McGregor supporting him on the left. Taylor can't get the ball to McGregor. Deflects off with Tim Shook and out for a throw in. Greg Taylor looking to try and play this long. Plays it long towards McLean. McLean manages to get the ball back. Shea Adams tries to play a quick ball towards Fraser. And again, just not good enough there to get the ball towards Fraser. He's playing a more central attacking position as opposed to playing out wide, which is where we've seen him start the game. And Scotland really need to try and push forward now. They're under a bit of pressure. A draw is good enough, but it's such a precarious situation for them. Callum McGregor tries to play the ball towards McLean. Deflects off a Ukrainian man and hits towards Taylor on the left. Taylor looks to try and unleash McLean on the left-hand side. However, McLean is sitting in an offside position and is given subsequently as an offside. And again, Scotland not the best this evening. However, they didn't look the best up until the last half an hour mark or so. And that's a terrible pass there from Lunin. They managed to recover Mykolenko, but he's under a lot of pressure and he's intercepted by Fraser. Fraser now on the right-hand side. Is this a chance for Scotland? Hickey advancing into the box. Can he get it across? It's out for a corner. And again, Ukraine putting themselves under pressure there with that loose pass to Mykolenko. Mykolenko just under too much pressure to do anything with it. Good defending by Fraser. Manages to unleash Hickey into the box. And these are the opportunities that Scotland need to try and take. They've got a corner to be taken on the far side. It looks as if a substitution is going to come on. They're going to try and go defensively. Stephen Kingsley coming on soon. The ball's whipped in. Is that a free header to Porteous? It just goes past him. Falls to McGregor. McGregor to get at the back post to Shea Adams. And Lunin is out to recover. Almost a perfect ball there to Ryan Porteous. It just goes past him. Looked like he was in a bit of space there to try and get his head onto it, but just ahead of him, he couldn't get to that ball. I said it looks like a substitution, a defensive one for Scotland coming on soon with Stephen Kingsley. We'll see when that substitution is made. Ukraine have the ball at the moment. It's Tim Shook. Tim Shook gives it to Yarmolenko, tries to fake it into the box. Scotland trying to hold on to possession at the moment. The long ball towards Shea Adams. Shea Adams now. Can he unleash Fraser? Fraser was on the run, but he opts to give it to Hickey instead on the right-hand side. He's got Ryan Jack in the middle. This is a good bit of space for Scotland. Feeds it to Fraser. Fraser hits it across. Deflects off him. Out for a goal kick. And again, another opportunity with Scotland and a lot of space to try and get a chance on goal. And they can't do anything with it. There's going to be a few substitutions for Scotland. Stuart Armstrong will be coming on shortly as well, along with Ryan Christie. So, despite bringing on a defensive player in Stephen Kingsley, they're definitely not slowing down in terms of the attacking midfield. It'll be interesting to see who comes on for who in a few minutes' time. Lunin kicks that out of play. And again, the seconds are ticking down for Ukraine now to try and get that goal. But they do still have a lot of time left. 68 minutes played. That's a lovely tackle. John McGinn, he's got a lot of Ukrainian players ahead of him. Can he find support? He does find it with Ryan Jack on the right. Ryan Jack tries to get it across. Hits off Mykolenko as far as Hickey. Hickey back to Jack. That's a lovely pass to McGinn. McGinn to Callum McGregor. Well wide from Callum McGregor on his left foot. However, the referee has deemed that to be a corner. Again, another good opportunity. Hickey there, back to Ryan Jack. Jack into the box. Lovely play there to McGinn. And yeah, it does deflect off of Malinovsky and out for a corner. Does it? According to the replay, it doesn't look like it did too much, but nonetheless, it is a corner for Scotland to take on the near side with Ryan Fraser. And a goal really would settle things for Scotland. Fraser to deliver it into the box. It's off a Ukrainian player. They're asking for the handball. We're still playing on here. Deflects off of Aaron Hickey to stop a Ukrainian counter-attack. Scotland still have the ball at the moment. The ball's looked in and Lunin is there to recover gratefully. And as the ball hit off of, I believe it was Zabranie in the box, they're asking to see if there was a potential handball there from Ignitenko. It does appear to hit off his hand. Is it deliberate though? It's difficult to tell. And that's a good pass to Dovbyk now. Dovbyk, he's got a good opportunity on goal. He cuts inside. Is this the opportunity for Ukraine? Good defending from Scotland. Craig Gordon gets the ball gratefully. And again, Scotland players asking for the offside flag. Again, difficult to tell. It's a tight one. The referee keeps his flag down and it stays down after the play as well. Dovbyk can't get his footing right. Jack Hendry's there to recover. Porteous is there as well. And it deflects off of Porteous and into the hands of Craig Gordon in that opportunity. And Mykolenko lumps the ball forward. The referee deems it was already out from that throw-in. So it's going to be a throw-in for Scotland now. 70 minutes played here. Ukraine 0, Scotland 0. And we're just going to see a few substitutions. As I said, they should be coming on shortly. It'll be interesting to see if Hickey concedes time for this throw-in to allow it to be the subs to be made. But we do play on here. Hickey gives it to Shea Adams. Lovely fake towards Fraser. Not good enough, however, and Ukraine are able to get the ball back. Tries to lump it forward towards Mudryk. And it's out for a throw-in on the far side of Scotland's own half. And here come the substitutions. Greg Taylor put up a good shift this afternoon for Scotland. He's going to come off for Stephen Kingsley to play at left back. Perhaps provides a more defensive option at left back. Don't expect to see him go forward too much. Ryan Fraser going to come off as well. Had 2 assists for Lyndon Dykes last week against Ukraine. When he came on, couldn't do much from the corners this evening. He's going to come off for Ryan Christie, the goal scorer and assister in that 2-1 win against the Republic of Ireland last Saturday. And Ryan Jack also going to make his way off, and he's going to make his way off for Stuart Armstrong to come on. So some legs going forward to provide options and perhaps a bit of fitness for Scotland in the attacking midfield sense. 2 attacking-minded midfield players. Scotland on the ball at the moment. The throw-in falls away. Callum McGregor lumps it up towards Shea Adams. Adams with a great touchdown. Gives it to Christie, or Stuart Armstrong even. Armstrong hits it out of play over Ukrainian player. It's going to be a throw-in to Scotland. And again, second down for Ukraine to try and get something here. Hickey on the ball from the throw-in. Falls all the way back to Jack Hendry, who sees it out play for yet another throw-in for Scotland at that far side. And Scotland are looking like they're trying to secure this here. Hendry plays it forward, goes past Shea Adams, isn't able to get that down, and Mykolenko heads out for another throw-in at the halfway line, and it's time for the substitutions on the Ukrainian side. They'll be coming on relatively soon. It looks like Roman Yaremchuk, the goal scorer from back in June, is going to be coming on. However, at the moment, we're still playing. Ryan Christie to Kingsley. Kingsley to McLean. McLean to McGregor. McGregor to Hendry. Scotland trying to play this quickly. Armstrong. McGregor to Hendry. Scotland almost lost the ball there, but managed to recover back. It's a good play from McLean to try and skip past Malinovsky, but Malinovsky wins the ball. It's going to launch Ukraine into counter-attack. It's Yarmolenko, fouled by Porteous. The referee says no, and the ball's going to keep going forward here. It's pushed forward towards Shea Adams. Adams holding up the play well. Can he find the option in the middle? He does find the option in the middle with a lot of space. McGregor, Callum McGregor. It was John McGinn to McGregor to Aaron Hickey. Back to Callum McGregor. McLean. Ball's in the middle of the park for Scotland in Ukraine's half. Kingsley. Kingsley to Armstrong. It's off of Tim Shuck and deflects back off Armstrong out for a throw-in on the near side. It's Yankov who's going to come on for Ukraine. Mudryk, who has been a bit of a pest for Scotland this game. He's finding himself coming off for Siankov on that left-hand side. As I said, Roman Yarmashuk is coming on, another big striker for them. As I said, did score in that game, that 3-1 win against Scotland back in June. So a dangerous option for them to have in the last 15 minutes of the game. Matvienko on the ball now. It really is coming into the last 15 minutes, 75 minutes played here. Ukraine 0, Scotland 0. And coming into those late stages of the game, it really is looking like it's never, never for Ukraine. Matvienko to Ignatenko, Zabranye. It was Dobrik that came off for Yarmashuk. Long ball played towards Siankov. Hickey helps that ball see out to Craig Gordon, who grabs it gratefully. Craig Gordon punts it up the park towards Ryan Christie. Tim Shuck is there on the right-hand side to recover the ball. Ignatenko. Matvienko. Now it's on the left-hand side with Mikalenko. Back to Matvienko. Ukraine just playing it out as they only need that one goal, Ukraine, to see it out, or maybe just trying to see it out and probing for the next 15 minutes or so. That's a lovely long ball towards Siankov. Scotland managed to, Mikalenko even, Scotland managed to get it out for a corner kick. Hit off Hickey there. It's going to be a corner for Ukraine on the far side. Is this the opportunity for Ukraine to grab the win here with just 14 minutes to go? The ball to be delivered in from the far side. Does have the shot option. He's going up to get that into the box. Stepanenko's there to head it on towards Ignatenko, and played all the way back from Matvienko to Lunin. Ukraine are going to keep their numbers forward at the moment. It's Matvienko now, looking for the long pass, but can't find it, so he plays it across to Zabranye. Zabranye on the ball, plays it across to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko plays it inside to Malinovsky. Ukraine still have the ball at the moment. Yarmolenko in a lot of space on the right-hand side. Can he get good delivery into the box? Hits off Callum McGregor, cleared by Porteous. Yarmolenko with a lot of space. Tries to get the ball in towards Tim Shuck. And it's good defending there from Ryan Porteous to clear the ball away. And could this be the story of the next 13 minutes? Ukraine applying relentless pressure. Mikalenko tries to get the ball in. It's hit away by Hendry, but only as far as Yarmolenko on the right-hand side. Tries to deliver the ball in. Hickey's there to head it. It hits in. It's a shot there, and it's just wide of the target from Stepanenko. He takes that really quickly there. Hickey, his header can't get on. I believe it's Armstrong who's leaving it there for. I think he thinks McGregor's going to get to the ball. Stepanenko hits it on the half volley. Would have been an incredible goal, but just wide of Craig Gordon's left-hand side. And Scotland live again. There's going to be another substitution for them. Shea Adams is coming off. And guess who? Lyndon Dykes comes on for Scotland. The man who scored a brace in his last substitution performance against Ukraine. Can he do it again this evening? Or can Ukraine take the lead here? It's Yaremchuk advancing into the box. Good defending from Jack Hendry. Cleared away. Dykes there to recover. Going back in support. Armstrong goes down. Kenny McLean goes down even from that foul on Yaremchuk, and the pressure is relieved as Scotland win a free kick even. And again, this is really the point in the game where you're going to see Ukraine just throwing everything at it to try and get the victory that will secure them that playoff spot in the qualification, regardless of how the qualification proper goes in the months to come. And that's a long ball forward. Lyndon Dykes is able to get there, however it falls back to Ukrainian player, goes to Porteous at the back. Porteous heads it forward. Good tackle there from Hickey on Siankov. It was actually such a good tackle that Siankov was deemed to have fouled him there. It's going to be a free kick at the halfway line for Scotland. Or was that a free kick given the other way? No, it was. It was given to Scotland. Hickey's on the ball now on the right-hand side. Scotland perhaps looking towards the corner flag as we're coming to the last 10 minutes here in Krakow. It's still Ukraine 0, Scotland 0. And it's Hickey to take the throw deep in Ukraine's half. McGregor tries to advance forward on the right-hand side. It's deflected out again for Hickey to take another throw. Hickey now looking for his options. He's going to try and get it to McGinn, who's further in, tries to turn. Looking for that space to get the ball into the box. Can he find it? He's just opting for the corner now. Deflects off of Stepanenko and then hits back off of John McGinn and out for a corner, out for a goal kick even. John McGinn trying to get that one out for a corner, but unfortunately for John McGinn, it just hits back off him, I believe. And yeah, you can see that in the replay, that's exactly what happens. Stepanenko wins the goal kick. Ukraine will now try and push forward. Malinovsky, Matvienko to Zabranie. Ukraine playing it along the back line. Zabranie almost lost his foot in there against Lyndon Dykes, but gets the ball to Tymshuk. Tymshuk to Yarmolenko in the middle of the park. Yarmolenko tries to get across to Malinovsky. Plays a long ball. Porteous is able to get there and is able to header that back to Craig Gordon before Yaremchuk is able to respond. Good defending there from the new man for Scotland, Ryan Porteous. Gordon hits that out. That's a dangerous punt there from Craig Gordon. Fierce towards Ryan Christie. Deflects off him out for a throw in for Ukraine, and Ukraine are going to come again. 82 minutes played here. Can Ukraine get the opening? Or can Scotland see this out? Kingsley on the ball is dispossessed by Tymshuk. Tymshuk to Yarmolenko. He's got a lot of space on the right. Kingsley's there to try and support again. He manages to get back to him. Yaremchuk is able to get the ball at the pressure to Ignatenkov, to Tymshuk, back to Ignatenko. Ignatenko to Malinovsky. Malinovsky to Zabranie. Zabranie to Ignatenko. Good bit of football here from Ukraine. Malinovsky looking for his forward options. He's going to keep advancing forward. He's going to keep going at the moment. Can Yaremchuk get the ball back to Malinovsky? No, he can't. Scotland are going to break through with a counter-attack now. John McGinn, is he fouled by Mikalenko? The referee says yes. It's going to be a free kick at the halfway line. Mikalenko trying to stop that counter-attack. It's going to be a dangerous play there for Scotland. The referee deems it a free kick. Scotland are going to take it at the moment. They have the ball on the right-hand side with Lyndon Dykes trying to hold up the play in the corner. He's well defended by Mikalenko. Is he fouled? The referee says yes, and Lyndon Dykes finds himself in the book, fouling Matvienko there. A cynical foul. Lyndon Dykes just brushing his arm near his head. Difficult to tell. He grabs him in for a hug by the looks of it from Lyndon Dykes. And he's given a booking for that there. Ukraine have the ball. 83 minutes on the clock. Scotland be able to get it back. Ukraine will try to lump it forward, and a loose pass there from Ryan Christie sees the ball out at the near side for Ukrainian throw in. As we come into the late stages of the game, are we going to see a goal here for either side? You feel like the likelihood would be for Ukraine, who need the goal to try and go through. Can Scotland see this out? And what would be a massive, massive result for them tonight to go into League A. That direct pass from Zabranie is intercepted, and the long ball back towards Lyndon Dykes at the left-hand side of the corner. He's holding up the play to look for options. He tries to get it to Christie. It's intercepted by Tim Shook. And out for another throw into Scotland. Exactly where they want it. And Ukraine's attacking third at near the corner with a throw in to take. And it's Kingsley, Stephen Kingsley to take it. Then McLean back to Kingsley, to Christie, who's came in support on that left-hand side. He gets the ball to McGregor in the middle, who switches the play to Hickey on the right. Hickey in the middle towards John McGinn. John McGinn can't find the pass, but McLean is there. Christie to Kingsley. That's a lovely cross in, and Lunin is there before Lyndon Dykes can get on the end of that. Just too far out of his reach. Ukraine are going to try and play this quickly now. Vignatenko. Scotland are able to apply pressure, then stop the play going any further. And Ukraine are forced back. Matvienko to Mikalenko. Siankov to Yaremchuk. Yaremchuk tries to take a touch forward past Hendry. That's a dangerous pass from Gordon, but it's well recovered from McGregor. McLean's there to get the ball back to Porteous. Porteous tries to lump it towards Stuart Armstrong, and it falls back to Ukraine in their own half near their own box. Matvienko now, 86 minutes exactly on the clock. Ukraine nil, Scotland nil. Ukraine need the win to secure top spot. Scotland just need a draw. So the next goal is really the decider. And Ukraine have the ball at the moment on the right-hand side with Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko tries to skip past Kingsley, and it's hit away. And Scotland potentially launched into a counter-attack now. McLean to Dykes. Dykes holds up the ball well. Is he fouled? The referee says yes, he was fouled on Zabranie. Again, trying to stop that Scotland counter-attack. Zabranie brings Dykes to the ground. And really it's now or never for Ukraine. They're going to bring on another couple of substitutions for the final 3 minutes of the game here. Yarmolenko is off the park and is going to be replaced in his stead by Zubkov. It was a difficult shift there for Yarmolenko, usually the main outlet in attack. Scotland lump it forward. And Malinovsky is also off for Pikalyanok, Alexander Pikalyanok. Ukraine, really, it is now or never. However, Scotland have the ball at the moment. McGinn to Dykes. Back to McGinn, to Stuart Armstrong on the left, or Ryan Christie on the left-hand side. Ryan Christie being forced out of play by Tim Shook. Tim Shook manages to deflect it off of Christie and out for a throw-in for Ukraine. They're going to try and get it forward now. However, the referee does deem that is a throw-in for Scotland, and Kingsley's going to take it now. And Ukraine's attacking third at the near side. Kingsley to take. Quickly to McLean. McLean quickly to Christie. Back to Kingsley. They're playing in a little triangle passing formation there. Christie, does he deflect that off of Tim Shook? The referee this time deems no, and Ukraine are going to get the throw in. Tim Shook to take, lumped forward. And Ukraine find themselves on the ball with space on the left-hand side. Mikalenko, he's got a lot of space to run here. Armstrong is there to close down. Can they get that one opportunity there? Ignatenko all the way back to Zabranie. Zabranie to Tymshuk to Bakolyarok. Tymshuk on the ball, looking for his options, gives it back to Ignatenko, Matvienko, who's on the left-hand side, Stepanenko. Again, Ukraine just showing a bit of patience in the play to try and get that opportunity in on goal. Zabranie on the right-hand side to Siankov. That's a lovely little 1-2 there. Can they get the opportunity in on goal? The ball cannons away and it's deflected out for a corner. Ukraine are asking for the penalty there. They're believing that it was a penalty. And as the ball is played in there, Ryan Porteous, there's a good bit of play there. Ryan Porteous in the box, tackles Zubkov from behind. Does he win the ball? It doesn't matter because it's from behind, and this could be the deciding moment of the game here. Or is it? Because the referee is going over to the sideline, but he's not going over to look at VAR just yet. He's going over to give a booking to Malinovsky, who was giving protest. And Siankov there, good little bit of play with Zubkov. Back to Bakolyarok. It lands to Zubkov. Ryan Porteous with an aggressive challenge from behind. Does he tackle him from behind or does he tackle him from the side? He definitely, or certainly looks like he wins the ball. But it does depend on the rules. This is a controversial end to the game here regardless. And there's another substitution for Scotland. Anthony Ralston is on the park now. Ukraine deliver the ball into the box. It's cleared away. As far as Siankov on the right-hand side. If he's Ignatenko in the middle. And again, it deflects off of Ryan Christie and out for a corner kick. We are 1 minute into 90 of added time here. 4 minutes added on in Krakow. And this really is now or never for Ukraine. Or can Scotland hold on? The ball's played into the box and it's out for a goal kick. Stepanenko with the opportunity there. As it's played in, and again Stepanenko, he does well, similar to the first half. He has a bit of space there and he just drifts it to the left hand side, can't do anything with it. And as I said, Tony Ralston, Anthony Ralston of Celtic is on. Aaron Hickey is off after an impressive afternoon for the youngster from Brentford. And again, potentially a controversial end to the game here. But the referee, with VAR support, did not give the penalty kick, and Scotland have the ball at the moment. However, it falls back to Ukraine. They try the long ball forward. It goes to Ralston, and it's cleared away again. Ukraine now have the ball back with Matvienko. Matvienko to Mikalenko with 2 minutes into 4 of added time. The next goal, if any, will seal the game. No goal will mean Scotland are the ones to top the group. Ignatenko across to Zabranie. Zabranie 1-2 with Siankov. However, he's intercepted by John McGinn. And now it's released away for Scotland. Tries to get the ball across to Lyndon Dykes, and it's out for a throw in for Ukraine. Just a minute and 15 seconds left to go here in Krakow. Hold your breath. Ukraine have the ball. Matvienko to Zabranie. Lyndon Dykes is there to chase him down. The ball's out for throw-in on the far side for Ukraine, further up the park. Siankov on the ball. It's hit out for a Scotland throw-in. Christie to take. 45 seconds left on the clock. The seconds are ticking down for Ukraine to try and get that win here. It's played forward and it's out for another throw-in. The referee deems that for Scotland, and Kingsley's going to have the ball on the far side. And this really is it. If Scotland can hold the ball for the next 15 seconds, they will find themselves through. Lyndon Dykes gets the ball down well. Scotland just have to keep it at the moment. They can't do that, but they managed to get it back with Christie. Christie to McGinn. It deflects out, and Ukraine might have one last chance here as the seconds tick down. They're going to try and lump the ball forward. We are into the 4th minute of 4 minutes of added time. And that is that. Scotland have topped the group. They are going through to League A, and they are getting that Euro 2024 playoff spot. It was a nervy night in the end for Scotland, but they seen it through. They done what they had to do. Ukraine will feel like it was an opportunity missed, especially with the chances they had on display, especially in particular in the first half. But Scotland are the victors here with a nothing each draw. They managed to get themselves through, topping their Nations League group, going through to Group A, or League A in the Nations League. And guess what, Scotland fans? You're in League A, and England will be in League B. So you'll have that for the next couple of years. And it might make up for not going to the World Cup, perhaps. Scotland go up. Scotland are going up to League A with that 0-0 draw. It was nervy in the end, but they managed to get over the line, and Steve Clarke's men get the top of the group and also that playoff spot for the qualification proper in the bag, so they can relax a little bit more going into the qualification process. Thank you for listening to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Ukraine versus Scotland. I've been your commentator, Jack Kesson, and you have a good evening.